Hi, this is Adam Huxma from Bankable, and I'm going to walk you through the new Paycheck Protection Program application form. This is for SBA's new loan program. And what I want to do is just help you figure out how to fill all of these fields out. So to start, you're going to select what type of organization you are, a nonprofit, a veteran organization, tribal organization. This stands for independent contractor, self-employed. So select one of those and then put in your business legal name, your DBA if you have one, so you're doing business as name. Put in your primary business address, and then you'll want the business's TIN, taxpayer identification number. And so if you have an EIN, an employer identification number, enter that here. Otherwise, you'll just use your social security number as the owner. You put in your business phone number, a primary contact name for the application, and then an email address. Now for average monthly payroll, this can get a little bit tricky. So if you have employees that make more than 100,000 a year, or if you are a highly seasonal business, or if you started the business after January 1st of 2019, you might need to calculate this a little bit differently, and it's probably worth giving us a call or reaching out over email, and we can help walk you through just to make sure that you get the absolute most funding that you're eligible for. But if those scenarios don't describe you, so if you don't have employees making over 100,000, you don't have a seasonal business, and you started the business before the beginning of 2019, then what you want to do is just take your average monthly payroll for the year of 2019. And you can probably get that from your payroll provider or your CPA or accountant should be able to provide that number for you. But you'll enter that here. So let's say that's $10,000, just as an example here. So your average monthly payroll is $10,000. Then to come up with your eligible loan amount, the amount that you can apply for, you're multiplying that by 2.5 times. So in this example, be $25,000. That's what you can apply for. Now, number of jobs, I believe what they're looking for here is just how many employees do you have right now that you're paying. So they're kind of wanting to understand how many jobs this is helping to support. So maybe you've got 4 employees right now. And then the purpose of the loan. So you want to select what you're going to use the funds for. Now these are the names of the expenses that will be eligible for forgiveness. So payroll expenses, rent or mortgage interest, utilities. And so, if you want this loan to be forgiven, you're going to want to use the funds for these purposes. Now here you'll enter in the owner's name. So any owner that owns 20% or more, you'll enter their names here. And then if you have more than 2, you're going to have to basically do another copy of this application. It says attach a separate sheet if necessary. So owner name, title, your title in the company, your ownership percentage, the owner's tax identification number, and their personal address is what we're looking for here. Now it's just going to go through a series of questions and about the business. And so one thing I wanted to point out on question 2 says, has the business, any of its owners, or any business owned or controlled by any of them ever obtained a direct or guaranteed loan from SBA or any other federal agency that is currently delinquent or has defaulted in the last 7 years and caused a loss to the government? So delinquent here, we believe what SBA defines as delinquent here is 90 days late. So if you're 90 days late or more, you're not eligible for this loan. It will not be approved based on what it says up here. So that is just something to point out. So if you are, if you're 30 days late because business has just been shut down and you've deferred a payment, that should not mean that you're delinquent yet because you're not 90 days late. So you can still answer no to this question if you're less than 90 days late. So if the business or any owner owns another business, then you need to answer yes here, and you need to just write a summary describing that relationship and include that as a separate addendum, a separate document that you would submit with your application. And then this is asking if you have received one of SBA's EIDL loans, economic injury disaster loans, that a lot of people have been applying for over the last couple of weeks. So if you have received one of these, you need to provide the details of that loan as a separate sheet of paper, separate addendum B as well. Now, every owner, every individual with 20% or more ownership in the business has to answer all of these questions. And then you have to initial here. So if I were to put in my initials here, you can see there's only room for one set of initials. So I believe what SBA expects to have happen here is that each owner basically prints a separate copy of this application, or fills out a separate copy of this application. And so if you have 5 owners that all own 20%, you're going to basically have 5 applications for the business where all 5 people are filling these personal questions out. And you're just selecting yes or no and then initialing next to that. And again, there's a number of certifications here that you are reading through and initialing next to each one, and you're certifying these things, you're agreeing to these things. And just to point out, this is a federal document, taking it very seriously. So make sure you're answering these correctly to the best of your knowledge. Now, really comes to the end. I think that's about it. But one more thing you're going to do here. So it asks for the signature of authorized representative of the business and signature of owner of the applicant business. So if you're just one person, if you own 100% of the company, I believe what you're going to do is just you're going to likely be the authorized representative and you're going to be the owner. So you're going to fill both of these out and sign. However, if you have multiple owners, you need to pick one person, or your bylaws or may say already who is the authorized representative. So whoever the authorized representative should sign here, and then the other owner can sign here. Now, one last thing I want to say, the SBA is stating that applications can be received starting April 3rd. So you're not going to want to do this before April 3rd. So, if you put in April 2nd here as an application date, don't think SBA will allow that to be processed yet. And just put in your title for the business. And the rest of this is really just instructions and some different details. So that should be it. And if you have any questions as you're going through this, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll put our email address to reach out to us at the bottom of this video. And you can reach out to us at loans@ bankable.org, loans@bankable.org. Thanks.